Now we come to the best of 2015. But before I get to that, I want to get to my honorable mentions. I didn't have 10 for this, so I'm gonna just do them rapidly and just talk about them briefly as much as I can, but not for like 10 minutes straight. One is One Crazy Cruise. This was a Nickelodeon movie that came out in the summer, and I had no hope for this. I was like, oh god, another Nickelodeon movie. This is gonna be shit on a stick. But surprisingly, it wasn't. I like the family in the cast. The four kids that were in the movie, I liked them as a family. The film was funny. It had a charm to it. The premise of being on a boat and then going through shenanigans and the magician, hypnotizing the kids to trash their room. It was interesting. It had a lot of family moments. It had a sweet ending. I thought it was really enjoyable for a TV movie and the best Nickelodeon movie I saw all year. Next, you have Bad Hair Day. This was a Disney Channel movie I saw with my family back in February. I liked it. It was pretty good. I liked Laura Morano. She's a cutie pie. I've always liked her. I thought she did a great job in the film. I like the mother from Good Luck Charlie. I thought she was funny and had good chemistry with Laura Morano. It was different. It wasn't just another musical or a teen movie that was just about relationships. It moved at a fast pace. It was kind of a road trip kind of a movie, and I thought the film served its purpose. It was the first Disney Channel movie of this year, and it was entertaining. I was mildly entertained by it. Didn't think it was that bad. I definitely avoided Teen Beach 2 and Descendants. Those I had no interest in, but this one I liked. Next, we have A Deadly Adoption. This was a Lifetime movie with Kristen Wiig and Will Ferrell. You would have thought this would be a laugh out loud riot, but it wasn't. It was a drama, and I thought they did a good job of what they had to do. Some people gave this shit. I didn't hate this film. I thought the dramatic moments were really well done. Will Ferrell and Kristen Wiig give a subtle performance. They carried the film. It made the girl that was the deadly girl. The girl in the film is beautiful. I think her name is Jessica Loudis. She's a gorgeous Canadian film actress that plays a pregnant chick that is not what she seems, but she did good. And the film, I enjoyed it for what it was, and it wasn't high art, but I did enjoy it. And I thought Farrell and Kristen Wiig surprised me in the film, so that's why it gets an honorable mention. Next, we have Levantula. This was a fun monster movie with Steve Guttenberg and Nia Peoples and Michael Winslow. It had a lot of people that he worked with before, and the spiders were CG, but I thought they were pretty cool. They had lava coming out of their mouths, and there were a lot of them, and it was a lot of fun. It was fast paced. It didn't get boring. I had fun with it as a B monster movie, and it served its purpose. It was a Sci-Fi Channel movie I didn't hate. I had fun with the cast. A big bug movie, like kind of like Eight-Legged Freaks, and I enjoyed that this year. And I thought Levantula was fun. I would like to get it on DVD sometime, so I would recommend it if you want to see something different. Next, we have Frozen Fever. This was the short film that was before the Cinderella movie that came out in March. I thought this was very cute. I thought, the cast came back to voice Anna, Elsa, and Kristoff and Olaf. It was very sweet. I liked the song in it, The Perfect Day. I liked the animation. I liked that was one high point of the first Frozen movie. That the animation is stunning. It's CG. That's very beautiful to look at. I liked when Elsa was sneezing, that she made these cute little minions kind of for Olaf, and they were really cute. And people just bitched about it because they said, "Oh, it's too short," and it's just an excuse to while they wait for the Frozen 2 sequel, which I am looking forward to. I did like Frozen. This was cute, short, sweet, and to the point, and I didn't hate it. Next, I forgot to mention this is Kung Fury. This was a YouTube Kickstarter movie that was very entertaining to watch. Why I didn't make my top 10? Because it's not a feature film. It was only 30 minutes long, but badass. That's what I can say about it. Everything that was in it was just awesome. It was crazy visuals. It was a film in Sweden that they just had an actor that was dubbed over that had like this really deep voice, and it was pretty badass. That Triceratops cop and the kung fu and the freaking visuals and the video game that's giving the finger and just crazy. It's a crazy short film, but I would definitely recommend it. It's badass and it's one of the coolest short films I've ever seen this year, and I it deserved a mention from me. And finally, we have Sharknado 3. Oh, hell no. Oh, hell yes. I like this film. Ending is kind of iffy. It's kind of a cliffhanger because they're going to do a Sharknado 4, but I've enjoyed these films from the very beginning. I never hated the CG. It's flawed, but it's not the worst I've ever seen. I like Finn Shepard, played by uh, freaking Ian Ziering from 90210. He's a badass with a chainsaw, like I said before. I can tolerate Tara Reid. I don't think she's the worst actress of all time. I could sit through her over Megan Fox or anybody British any day. I like the film. I like some of the cast that they got. They got some side characters. They had David Hasselhoff and Jack Griffo and Ryan Newman and who was Mark Cuban, I think it was, that he played the president. It knows what it is. These movies are fun. I never hated any of these Sharknado films. They're right up my alley. B movies, so bad they're good. Popcorn entertainment, mindless fun, and I liked Sharknado 3, and I think it deserved an honorable mention. So those are my honorable mentions. Now we get to the top 10. Number 10 is the latest installment in the Fast and the Furious films. I had to put this in my top 10. Why? Because of Paul Walker. So Furious 7. Yeah. I really enjoyed this film. It's flawed. It's definitely too long, and it does get very ridiculous. Them driving through freaking skyscrapers. It looks cartoonish. It's a cartoon. Let's face it. Them going out of parachuting through with the cars. It was just crazy. But I liked it because Paul Walker went out with a bang. I miss him. Watching him again, it was hard to watch at times, but you know what? His send off was very good. The ending, when they did that nice homage and said, for Paul, that was a really, really, really tasteful way of, not, sending him off without killing him off. And, the action was fun while it lasted. It did have problems, like I said, the cartoonish pace and, some of the things they did. And I hated Ronda Rousey, even though her part was very short. I don't want to see her in film. Get her out of my face. But it was a good movie. And at number 10, I don't think it hurts to put it there because for Paul Walker, I miss you, buddy. I take my hat off to you. You did the best you could, and we will never forget you. Ever, ever, ever forget you. And this movie was a nice send off, and I wouldn't have had it any other way. So I liked Furious 7. Didn't see it in theaters, but I caught it at my college and I had fun. Now, number 9 is a animated movie that I thought was very funny. First one's better, but I thought this was very, very fun. And that is SpongeBob SquarePants, Sponge Out of Water. Yeah, this was a very funny animated movie. The whole ending was like the Avengers, and I thought that was great. Loved it. It was just a lot of fun. And the trailer was misleading. They said that the whole film was CGI. No, it wasn't. The first hour of the film is all hand drawn animation like the cartoon. I thought it was very funny. The cast was spot on. They had a lot of jokes that hit very well. I like the musical numbers. It's got some crazy imagery, but it comes with the territory. It is SpongeBob after all. But I really had fun in the theater watching this. I saw it twice, so I really did enjoy the film. There's a lot of clever writing, very funny, really good characters. There's a reason this character is over 15 years old because he's consistent. There have been some bad episodes of the show and specials, but I love the character. Tom Kenny's the man. Bless that man. He's just delivered one of the best characters in cartoon history after Mickey Mouse, Bugs Bunny, etc. Just made me laugh a lot. Plankton stole the film with his humor. Just TM, that was a lot of fun, and just it was a really fun sequel. I'm glad that it was made, and it was funny, and I'm glad that it made money because I want to see another one. Just really, really good film for kids and adults, and I definitely enjoyed myself with SpongeBob, Sponge Out of Water. Now, number 8, this is a film that probably no one will put in their top 10, but it surprised the hell out of me. I thought this movie, I was very weary about it because this has not been a good year for Disney Channel, but this movie was very good, and it deserved to be in my top 10, and that is Invisible Sister. Wow, this movie was well done. The two leads in this movie, Rowan Blanchard and Paris Baroque, gave one of the best performances of the year for teenage girls. Their subtlety, their dramatic moments really worked. I bought their chemistry, I bought their sisterhood, and I felt bad for the older sister being like, oh, the younger sister being like shoved to the side, or the older sister, that they felt invisible to each other and to their families. But you know what? The two leads sold it, and it was very sweet. The film had a heart to it. It was well done. It wasn't some stupid cheesy teen comedy or musical. It didn't need songs. I thought the film was fine the way it was. Just very well done. I was very surprised. I was like, oh god, this movie's gonna be bad, isn't it? But it was surprisingly really entertaining. I was never bored. I liked the cast. It had a nice, fun atmosphere to it. A lot of positive energy, which I like to see in a film. And the movie was really good. So at number 8, Invisible Sister, it was 2 thumbs up. It was a good film, and for if you wanted your kids to see a Disney Channel movie, definitely show them this one. This was the best Disney Channel movie of the year, by far, leaps and bounds. Subtlety is not a bad thing, Disney. You can be dramatic without beating it over my head, and this movie proved it otherwise. So, number 7 is Skin Trade. This was an awesome action movie with Dolph Lundgren and Tony Jaa. It flopped in theaters. It was barely, it barely made any money because it was a limited release, but it counts because it came out in May. And I liked it. I really enjoyed Skin Trade. Really well done action sequences, tons of blood and curse words flying galore. Very sexy Asian girl, Selena Jade. She's basically another Maggie Q, who love Asian girls. I just love watching them on screen. They're just unless they have a British accent or Australian accent, that kind of bothers me. But other than that, it's not. It doesn't hurt to have Asian eye candy. It's a gift for a film like this. Really good fight sequences. The fight scene between Michael Jai White and I think it was Tony Jaa. Tony Jaa was really well done. I could see what was going on. It wasn't any of this. I could see what was going on. It was well shot. Good fight choreography, good action. The ending is a little bit abrupt, but good performances by Peter Weller and Dolph Lundgren and Tony Jaa. And, it was fast paced. It wasn't too long. It wasn't artsy. It was what it was, and I enjoyed it. And I will like to get it in my collection. I don't think it was that much of a disappointment. And it didn't get any respect at the box office. So it deserves it a hell of a lot more than like Taken 3. Fuck that movie. I skipped that because I didn't want to see another bad Taken sequel. But Skin Trade was awesome, and it was better than Expendables 3. There, I said it. Yeah. Anyway, that's number 7. Number 6 is another animated movie that I thought was very funny. I don't know what the critics were thinking. Oh, this is a terrible movie for kids. It is what it is, and that is these cute little corn pops. Let me get it right here. The Minions. Yes, I liked Minions. I really thought this movie was very funny. I laughed my ass off in the theater. I thought these characters have been just, really, really cute and entertaining for the last 5 years. People call them annoying, but no, I laugh every time I see these little guys. I love them. They're adorable. They look like corn pops with little eyes. I like their laughs. I like the slapstick they do. They're like the Three Stooges if they were yellow and, oval shaped. And I really like the film. Yeah, Sandra Bullock, she has her moments in the film. I'm not going to say she was terrible. And John Hamm sounded like a stoner, but, it was what it was. Michael Keaton was in the film. He was good for what he had to do. I like the animation. I've liked the animation in all these films. It didn't top Despicable Me 2, but I still thought the movie was fun. And seeing Gru at the end was cool. That was a nice nod to the first film. And these little guys are adorable. Love them. They're so cute. And they made an entertaining prequel. I don't care what anybody says. It was cute, and I didn't hate it. A lot of critics did. I'm not other critics. I'm my own man. And I thought Minions was awesome. So, and I'm probably the only guy that's going to have it in my top 10. So, number 6 was Minions. Now